What's up my loves, my name is Paige, this is Paige with the Page, and this is the start of my magical amazing readathon vlog part 2. So just to jump in here real quick and say I ended off the last vlog and we were 2 weeks into the month and it was an hour long vlog, so I decided to cut it off and do this in 2 separate parts. So you should hopefully have seen part 1 on the 9th of September and be seeing this on the 10th of September. Fingers crossed. My Readathon vlog will be then coming out either on the 11th or 12th. I haven't decided yet. So I apologize for seeing this face so much, but on to the remainder of August. Bye. Hello my darlings. So it is now the 16th of August. I didn't touch a book yesterday. I just relaxed and holy shit, I had so much fun. So something I know about myself is that I definitely don't relax. I'm constantly doing stuff. I'm always on the go, and even I feel like watching booktube, I'm trying to force myself to get through as much as possible so I can watch more, and it's not actually relaxing or switching my brain off or just doing nothing. So last night I said, no, I'm not gonna read. I will watch booktube and I'll just watch however much I feel like. I'm just gonna sit in bed in my PJs and do Sudokus, and that's exactly what I did, and it was so rejuvenating. I've known that this year I go through fluctuations like anyone of burnout, even though I'm not doing anything. I'm doing less than what I was doing previously, but because I have the opportunity to take time and take stock of my emotions and take stock of how I'm feeling, I let myself burn out. And whereas before I didn't, and it took me 6 months to recuperate, I couldn't work. So letting myself just take time is a foreign concept, and it's so nice to be able to do that now. It's one of those things where I want to put in 110% to everything that I do, and I want to be doing all the things right now because I need to do all the things, and I don't prioritize the right things, which is fine, but I'm just feeling so good today. I'm finally getting at a point again where I'm not feeling burnt out, I'm not feeling emotionally disruptive, and I can just appreciate whatever I want to do. So I don't know how this looks for my reading for the rest of Magical Readathon and the Amazing Readathon. I'm gonna continue with the Amazing Readathon, but I think I'm just gonna take it chill. I'm gonna assign a book and I'll get to it when I get to it. I'm gonna just go one step at a time. The detours I'd like to do because they're not reading prompts, they're doing things. I'm also trying to prep for my readathon. That's next month. Like, there's a lot going on in terms of brainage ideas and the desire to be the best person and show up and be the best person I can be for every single facet of my life. And that's not possible. Some people need to cop an 80% page, which is still attending, it's still doing, and I need to let myself not be 100%, 110%, or to not beat myself up if I'm not. Like, I've been feeling so guilty about being a shitty co-host, but I haven't been. I've done what I could in the bounds of what I could do. So yeah, it's just interesting, like, being in my brain. But I think I'm ready to just take this channel day by day. I know it's so silly, I hit 2,000 and I'm like, yeah, so like I'm not gonna post if I don't feel like posting. I've got videos planned for every Tuesday of this month, and that will be the same. I had a 24-hour reading vlog that I wanted to post. I don't want to edit it, so I'm not going to. My video for next week is nearly an hour worth of footage, and a lot of it I will be able to cut out, but it's like the idea of editing that on top of a 24-hour reading vlog and then this vlog, no thank you. So tonight I'm gonna go make myself a cup of tea and watch some YouTube, and I'm gonna make Ash dinner, whatever comes of it. I would really love to get and start Court of Lions tonight. I'm feeling in the mood to start it, so I will be starting it today. So I can read it today, and then according to this, I couldn't read it tomorrow, but if I chuck this out the window, who the fuck cares? I'm just trying to get a balance. I feel like I have so many loose ends and things I haven't followed up with properly that I'm not being a great companion in that regard. Like, I love that my friends are fucking low maintenance people because they don't expect me to show up. They don't expect me to message them every day. They're just chill when we talk. So yeah, I'm gonna cut myself some slack. I'm gonna maybe do a brain dump, just figure out the things that are sitting in my brain and saying like, hey, I want you to do me, but I'm not actually doing, so then I can fix it, whether that be tonight or just coming up with a game plan to address it eventually. And yeah, I'm just, my brain's scrambled cheese. Fuck. This was me yesterday, except tenfold worse at work, so that was great. What I'd really like to do is watch a movie. I never feel like watching movies. I want to go see Barbie. I want to go see Oppenheimer with Ash. Are we? No, because I can't convince myself that that is a productive use of my time. And that sentence I am going to take to therapy next fortnight. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. Reading, I find a productive thing because I'm learning something. I'm experiencing something different. And I find it interesting. It creates content for this channel. It's my passion. Watching TV, watching movies, it provides entertainment. It doesn't do anything else to me. I don't get anything else out of it. I really want to go make a tea and watch YouTube, so that is what I'm going to do. And I'll check in with you if I have an update. It's kind of nice just being able to be like, here, have my thoughts. You're probably not going to see half of this, and if you do, good on me for keeping it real. All right, bye.
For your second choice, it's actually going to be a Cece's pick, so Isaac's going to have to get out of the way. But I wanted to give you Skin of the Sea, which is a really popular YA fantasy that people have been enjoying a lot right now. And it's got a lot of green on it. I don't think this is one that's on your TBR, but it's supposed to be pretty well loved. And then I know you've already read Well Met. However, this is just a placeholder for Stiff by Mary Roach because for some reason I can't find my book. So just imagine that this is actually Stiff by Mary Roach. And those are your choices. Stiff and Skin of the Sea. Let me get the cat out of here and bring our dog in. Here comes Cece. Here she comes. Go get it. Go get it. Come on, Cece. Oh, she faked us out. She chose Stiff. At first I thought she was going to go for Skin of the Sea, and then she switched over to Stiff. So you're getting to read two of the ones you want to read. Congratulations, Paige.
I haven't checked in for a hot little minute. So I've been on a reading slump and that's totally chill. I have just received the 7th leg information for the amazing Readathon and I'm still on leg 5. So I need to read a romance book, a coastal book, and then a book set with a past timeline. So this is great, but I have plans. I'm also filming so much and I need to edit so much tomorrow. We're going out on Monday for lunch with my old man. It's Ash's and my anniversary and we're gonna have a movie marathon in the evening. So life. Basically I started Stiff for the wrong day to my timetable. So I attended the wrong class. I was there for over an hour and got well over halfway through the book and really enjoying it. It's so fascinating. I just love Mary Roach's writing style in the humorous way that they approach topics. So I'm finding it very interesting and very excited to continue. I just haven't had a chance today because I've been figuring out my life. Sufferathon has taken over my life and we're trying to nut out all the final details, and normally that doesn't happen. I also work today and we're just doing a lot. So tomorrow is going to be hopefully a productive day, even though it's already past midnight, so I'm probably not going to get up till maybe 9 o'clock. I need to go to Coles and the sex store to buy some rope. So that's going to be a fun trip. They don't open till 10, and then I might just go buy Lore Olympus, and that will count as my romance and continuing a series, which will be the alchemy prompt. So I did want to put Court of Lions in for that, but we're not going to worry about that right now. We're just going to play some catch up and then deal with the rest of the shit show that is my life. Basically, Animal Studies, which is Stiff, is due, if keeping to this schedule, on Monday. I know that I fucked up my things, but because I didn't read for the rest of the day, I'm sort of just like, okay. I also did completely finish Friday's courses, so that's sort of like a free day, so take it this what you will. Basically, I fucked up almost at the point of tossing this in the bin, but we'll see how tomorrow goes. So if I finish Stiff, my Monday class is sweet. I then have finished Inscription, which was a 3-course for the 22nd. My next one's not till the 25th, which is Restoration, and that's to read a book before bed, or start a book before bed. So what I'm thinking of doing is starting the Glass Hotel tomorrow night, which will be a coastal setting, so the next book in the Amazing Readathon as well, and then that will link to be able to do it throughout the week, so then that will be done by Friday, whenever the 25th is. I then have astronomy, which is the song one. So I have When Your Heart Stops Beating, my 5 words that I could choose from. I have the Heart Forger by Rinchipeko, which is a chunky beast, but it will also fit for a book with a past timeline, or set in the past or something, because it's parallel timelines. So there's the past and the present. So Brie, I really hope that's not cheating. Apologies if it is, but that will get me back up to date, and if I can finish that by Sunday, then I'll be back on track. And then I'm going to Sydney on Friday for a concert on Saturday. I didn't forget about that at all, and I need to edit and get shit ready to go for next month. I'm so fucked. We might throw this out the window because I'm becoming unnecessarily stressed. I'd like to finish Stiff tomorrow, and I would like to play some catch up with the Amazing Readathon so I'm not so far behind. I might just not worry about the exam dates and just try and read as much as I can when I can. We'll see what tomorrow holds. I'm gonna go to bed because I'm exhausted and have a big day tomorrow. So, hello my loves. So today has begun. It is 10:30 I think, and Ash and I are off to film. So, bye. I love you. Wow. No! You tickle so much. Oh no! I lost my dick. You must have shit it. You tickle so much. Oh, I got 4 hickeys. Hello my darlings. It is now 10 to midnight, and I read for a period of time. According to the audiobook, I'm 15% in, which is 1 hour, an hour and a half. And then Ash and I did chitty chats for a little minute. So that is 45 pages, which not too bad. But I am so exhausted. So I've officially started my restoration book, which is to read a book before bed. I'm now going to go to bed because I'm exhausted. But I realised I hadn't actually checked in regards to... So this was for my animal studies, which the exam is Monday the 21st. So I wanted to get this done to stick to that schedule and not fail my first exam, and I'm giving this 5 stars. I did listen to the audiobook rather than physically read along, so I didn't end up tabbing any spots, but it definitely made me laugh out loud. It's not going to be a 5-star book for everyone, but I just love the way that Mary Roach incorporates humour into their writing, especially when it is something so morbid as human cadavers, and I thought the discussions on ethics surrounding it was really interesting. It's very anecdotal rather than full science, but she does include a significant amount of science information as well. But just the concepts themselves are so interesting. I was so disturbed with the head transplant discussion. It just, whew, and there was a section with dogs and puppies, and I was like, that, no, cannot deal. But we got through that. And I just think the topics that they choose to focus on are very interesting. So I adored listening to this, and it was just, I wouldn't say a pleasant experience given the subject, but an interesting read, and very happy and thankful to Amy for both gifting this to me and providing her pet with it as an option that they ended up going for. So I will have included that clip earlier just randomly because I don't actually have a segue to include it. So love that. And then because I'm super behind on the Amazing Readathon, my goal is to quickly catch up with The Glass Hotel for a coastal setting because it's set on Vancouver Island, but I needed to read a romance first. So I went and picked up Lore Olympus Volume 3 by Rachel Smythe today and have now read it. And I'm giving this 4 stars. I really enjoy the series. The art style is definitely starting to hit a stride that feels a lot smoother. I feel like the first volume had a lot of really harsh lines to it, whereas these, they seem to be a lot softer, which is quite nice, although not everything is happy-go-lucky. The rape from the first book was finally told to someone else in this book, and I really, really appreciate how beautifully it was handled. So obviously this has a lot of content warnings, and it is mentioned at the beginning of the book, so if there are any that are issues for you, like toxic friendships, and yeah, I was like, how is this toxic friendship? And then I was reading this volume and I was like, holy shit, this bitch be nasty. Sexual assault. And it's just, I'm very curious to continue on with the rest of the series to see how it all plays out. I do think the cover of the 4th one was a choice. Overall, I enjoyed this. I love seeing Persephone and Hades' dynamic because I'm an absolute simp for that shit. It was a good time and dealing with really hard topic matter, but in a healthy way, to be honest. That was my romance for the amazing readathon, and I'm going to use this for alchemy for continuing a series. I have also decided to apply Penguin and House Volume 1 to be alchemy, the first book in a series. So that's my alchemy course ticked off. So very happy that I've made that progress. So I've done animal studies, which was for tomorrow. Then I had inscription, which is already done, which was the 22nd, and then the Glass Hotel, which is due on the 25th. Heartforger, that is due on the 27th. We're like this upcoming week of exams due, and I've got the plans for those all laid out, so I'm very happy with how that's shaping up. I just need to be able to read it. I'll be reading the Heartforger next, which is a dual timeline, so that will fit for amazing readathon. And then I need to read a bookseller's recommendation, and I think that actually might be it. I'm catching back up, and we had such a big day, but it's been so productive and I just feel really good. So tomorrow we're going to be out and about filming our anniversary movie date in the evening. I probably will get home from lunch and shower and wash my hair so then it can dry. Whilst we're doing the movies, dinner is sorted. It's reheating lasagna and cooking some garlic bread and veggies. So super happy with that. We just need to film Ash's sections for Suffer-a-thon, which is great. And I need to edit the remainder of my TBR. That's it. So hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to finish off the Glass Hotel whilst doing everything else. It's already like midnight. Wish me luck. I'll chat to you tomorrow. Hello my darlings. So it is now 5 PM on Monday the 21st of August, and Ash and I have had a super productive day with filming and getting up to speed with my reading journals and just a few other bits and bobs that I've been really meaning to get to. So feeling really good about that. But because it is our anniversary, we're going to be doing a movie night tonight. And so I am probably not going to read except for maybe an hour before bed. So I've decided to throw the schedule out the window. So tomorrow I can read whatever I want, which will be The Glass Hotel. I have 9 hours left of the audiobook, so 3 hours on 3 times speed, and I don't want to prioritize it tonight, so I'm just gonna throw it out the window. So my schedule is looking pretty healthy. So I finished my Alchemy O, Inscription O, Animal Studies O. I haven't finished my Lore O. I've done my Alchemy D, my Spells and Incantations O, and I did do my Lore D. I've done my Inscription D, my Spells and Incantations D. I haven't done my Astronomy and my Restoration. And I've done my Alchemy Q, my Inscription Q, and my Demonology O. I'm just going, okay, I have all of Wednesday and all of Friday like fully completed. I think I can do some juggling and just do my schedule as I need it to work for me. So I'm going to prioritize my Restoration book, and then I will be going on to my Astronomy book, and then the last one I have is Lore. So I'm 3 books away from finishing the Magical Readathon Alchemist Career, and I'm very, very excited to have this done, just because I feel really accomplished. So I will be sticking with the exam dates to have restoration done by this Friday, and then my astronomy book by Sunday, and then the law book Wednesday, I think. I can't remember exactly off the top of my head, but in a very close period of time. So I'm super proud. I have definitely deviated from the TBR I thought I was going to be having, but we've also had a really tentative structure. So I'm not mad. I know the 3 remaining books that I'd like to read for this, and then it's just picking up with all the other buddy reads that I had that I didn't get to. So Court of Lions, the European travel, and Autism and Heals are the 3 that I wanted to get to this month that I haven't read. So it's all good, it's all good, not a worry. I'm trying to think if I can juggle any of those, because my law book is a bookseller's recommendation, and that was going to be Death of a Bookseller because it's so vibrantly green that it seems like a good fit for the Amazing Readathon. But also, if a prompt doesn't come up by that time, if the Amazing Readathon doesn't work for the bookseller's recommendation and I need law to be done faster, I'll either read Mammoth by Chris Flynn or the 3rd Before the Coffee Gets Cold, because although Ash hasn't read the 3rd one, he recommends the series, and Mammoth is his recommendation for my Advent challenge. So it's like I'm fulfilling his thing. I've got options. It is a fairly flexible prompt. It's just what I need to fulfill so I can have it done in a timely manner. So I will probably not come back on tonight because we will be watching movies, and my concept of time blindness does not allow me to be able to see how long that is going to take us tonight, plus have dinner. It's just reheating stuff, so it's going to be super easy to have while still watching a film. But regardless, I cannot visualize it at all, so I'm not reading tonight. No, it's not happening. I love that my brain is like this and I cannot conceptualize time in a constructive manner. It's great. That's where we're up to. I'm all up to date with my book journals and everything like that, and I'm getting back on track with the Amazing Readathon. It's all fitting in together, and then my extras. So we'll see how it all shapes up, but I'm very excited to continue on. But I will chat with you tomorrow after work. So, hello my darlings, it is now 20 to midnight on the 22nd of August, and I just wanted to come on because I finished The Glass Hotel by Emily St. John Mandel. I'm giving this 3.5 stars, and I'd highly recommend looking into it. This is not a book to go in blind. I was not confused. I wasn't confused in a bad way throughout the entirety of this, but I was definitely like, what is happening? What is the point? Where are we going? Even just the blurb on the back, weaving together the lives of these characters, Emily St. John Mandel, The Glass Hotel, moves between the ship, the skyscrapers of Manhattan, and the wilderness of remote British Columbia, painting a breathtaking picture of greed and guilt, fantasy and delusion, art and the ghosts of our past. That sums it up perfectly. I hadn't read that before just now. So it's definitely one of those books that catch you by surprise. I don't feel like Emily's writing was as strong as Station 11, but still beautiful. I think Station 11 just holds a particular spot for me, whereas this was a nice add-on to the world. It was very nice seeing an ode to Station 11 in this, and yeah, it was just a really interesting experience that I was completely and wholeheartedly unprepared for. That's a me problem, not a book problem, but acknowledging that that is how I'm feeling towards it. I was just, you know, going with the motions, and I feel like having some anchoring to where we were supposed to be going would have made it that little bit more enjoyable for me. So whoopsies, but I have a tendency to go into books blind anyway, so sometimes it works in my favor and sometimes it doesn't. So this is definitely one, if you're going to go into it, at least have a vague idea of what the synopsis is. There are a lot of moving parts. There is a lot of time that is covered in this book, considering how short it is. It was very interesting when the lines of reality start to blur, but that's not towards the end. So yeah, this was an unexpected book, but I'm really happy that I read it, and this is fulfilling my 2020 book haul revisited. So I'm now down to 20 books left that I've hauled and still own on my 2020 list. So very happy with that. Giving this 3.5. marks of restoration for the magical readathon, which is awesome. So that was the exam for Friday, I think. And for the amazing readathon, I'm counting it towards the coastal setting because the hotel is like, you can only get to it by boat. It's a very secluded area and ships feature a lot in it. The coast is not the predominant discussion of the book, but it's there. So now I'm back to being 2 books behind, I think. We still have Cairo, which is a book with a past timeline. And then we got a new drop today, which is for Beijing, I think it is, which is to have some form of script on the cover. So that's calligraphy style or cursive. So for past timeline, going with the Heartforger by Rinch Pecco, which is dual timeline. So this is the next one I'm going to pick up, and this will also go for astronomy. So this is next on the chopping block, and then we're going to dive in to European Travel for the Monstrous Gentlewoman by Theodora Goss, and I've been so excited, and I feel like that's a really beautiful script on the cover with the cursive actually being in Theodora and also up the top here. So I think it is quite beautiful script. So very excited, but it's Tuesday, so I've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and I want to get to these. It's definitely been a very eventful month. These are my next 2 challenges, and I also need to fit in law sometime. It is going to be a bit of a challenge since I'm going to be in Sydney over the weekend, so I won't actually have access to my bookcases, and I think if keeping to the exam schedule, oh, law's the 30th. I have a little bit of time up my sleeve to make a decision on that one, so we might be able to blend that with Amazing Readathon, but we'll just see. I still want to get to Autism and Heels and Court of Lions and In the Defense of Witches and Death of a Bookseller, The Heartforger, and European Travel. I'm not fucking chaotic at all. I'm gonna go to bed, but just wanted to let you know I'm getting there. Fingers crossed I can make some decent progress in this before I go to Sydney. Until then, I'm going to go be unconscious now fairly well. Hello my darlings. So it is now 20 past 8 in the morning on Thursday the 24th of August, and I just want to let you know that I did start the Heartforger last night and I got 188 pages in. So I made some significant progress. Really enjoying it so far. Slightly confused. I feel like the flow from the last book hasn't continued into the start of this. Like, we are the same place, but it's just, I don't know, it just seems a little bit different, but it's fine. I just wanted to do a super quick check-in that I have started it, I am reading it, and hopefully I will have it done by Sunday. I'd really like to finish it tomorrow so I can start on Strange Cast of the Alchemist's Daughter, but we shall see. I am all over the shop because I'm driving to Sydney tomorrow, so when I get packed, I have all these videos that I would love to have organized so I don't have to think about it when I come back, because I come back and go straight back to work, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So I'm just gonna roll with the punches. Whatever we've got, I'll make do. I do have a 24-hour vlog that I haven't edited, which I was gonna post earlier this month, but because I just got so I didn't even touch it. So I don't know, would you guys want to see it? It was most of my like reading throughout of July, so I don't know. Let me know what you think, because you'll see this one before I have every intention of editing this because it's actually timely to Amazing Readathon and Magical Readathon. But with that, I'm gonna go and try and find my shoes. I don't know how I've managed to lose them. I need to go to work. I will check in with you later. My Duna cover had fallen on top of them. Bye! Hello, my loves. So it is now 10:30 on the 27th of August. I went to Evanescence last night. I will have had some very quick clips. And I was just tearing up the entire time. Amy Lee's vocals are just spectacular. But I also sound like a gremlin. I got home at 1 o'clock, couldn't get to sleep, and fell asleep around 3:30 and woke up at 7. So I've just been laying in bed watching YouTube, not reading, because my brain doesn't have the capacity for that at the moment. The concert, it was one of the best concerts I've ever been to. And just everything about it just hit in my heart and my soul, and it just, oh my god, I cried. I've never cried at definitely teared up at concerts before, just being like, oh my god, this person is so amazing, but I've never actually fully bawled my eyes out. Moulin Rouge performance, very different scenario. But like in an actual just concert, no, I'm an emotional little bean, but not that emotional. So yeah, oh my god, it was fabulous. It was so magical. And I know it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but like, screamed my lungs out. That is normal. Normally I will like scream. It's so good. Sang along, just, oh, so good. I'm not going to go down this way because I'm too tired to hold my arm up. And I forgot to bring my tripod. Actually, is it another location? Yeah, the concert, absolutely fantastic, just amazing. There was someone who fell asleep on me on the bus on the way home, and then they tried to get off prior to their stop and were very unwell. And that is something that I'm working on in therapy. It's a massive phobia of mine, so my like flight or fight instinct kicked in, and I just wanted to get off the bus immediately, and I was like, no, like it's safer for you just to stay on the bus. But there was definitely a lot of emotional regulation attempting to happen on top of being heightened and being exhausted. It's more why I didn't go to sleep until 3:30, because I kept getting stuck in a visual loop, which is so much fun. But I've also decided not to take my ADHD meds this morning, because that can also be a contributing factor to getting caught in those loops. I've had an incident before, so I'm just not going to take it today, and hopefully that will kick my brain back into being a little bit more functional. My camera battery is dying, which is great because I haven't actually told you what I've read. I am gonna go change that and I'll be back in a sec. I decided to put my eyes on so I could actually see if the camera is in focus or not. So apologies if any of that last clip was very out of focus. I couldn't see jack shit. So, reading. I ended up finishing The Heart Forger and gave it 4 stars. It was definitely a little bit more, I don't know how to describe it, like I enjoyed it more than The Bone Witch because I knew the characters, I was invested in their emotions, and just, oh lordy, shit got real. Same time, it also did feel a little bit more disjointed, so I enjoyed my time more, but it also was slightly more confused. Very happy that I've continued on with that series and we're making progress. And I finished that, it was yesterday morning because I finished it the night before, but I fell asleep listening to the last 10 minutes. So yesterday morning I went back and re-listened to that, so I got the ending. So that one's done and dusted, and that was for astronomy, which is also the buzzwordathon. So happy I've completed that. And that was for the exam that was today. Everything else except for law is now done because I've applied graphic novels that I've read and all that good fun stuff. So that's all done. So I just need to read a book that is a bookseller's recommendation for law. And considering my partner's a bookseller, I'm just gonna ask him when I get home because I have so much I need to be reading as well. With saying that, yesterday I did start European travel for The Monstrous Gentlewoman by Theodora Goss, which is the second in the Athena Club series, and loving it. I just have so much fun with these characters, so hoping that I can make some progress through it today. I'd be very surprised if I did manage to get through because yeah, I still have 6 hours listening on the speed that I do. I'd need to kick my butt into gear and my brain is just like, no, we do not have reading capacity today.
I do have plans sorted, so I know where I'm going for the next legs in the amazing readathon. The green team did come last for the most recent leg that dropped, so it needs to have a direction in the title or a destination, and also have been on our TBR for over a year. So I'm gonna go with The Ascent to Godhood by Neon Yang. I've been wanting to finish off this series for the longest time. I have the ebook. Ascent is a direction and it's short. So yeah, I'm hoping to get through European travel and Ascent to Godhood, and then there'll just be the last prompt. I still have God Alliance that I want to read, I still have Autism and Heals that I want to read, and to go for my law prompt it would be Death of a Bookseller, but I might talk to Ash and ask what he would recommend instead, just to make it easier on myself, because that was one of his co-workers' recommendations. I could read Mammoth. That manages to fill for the last prompt, which would also tick off my Advent challenge, so that would be really cool. Or I could get him to recommend me one of his favourite translated Japanese fiction, if that counts. And yeah, so that's where we're at with that one. So I'm hoping to make decent progress sometime. It's so junky. We'll get there. I have complete and utter faith in myself that I'm not causing myself mental pain at all. A video for Suffer-a-thon dropped this morning and it was so funny. I had so much fun filming it, and my face still is recovering from that moustache. It like fused to my skin, but everyone's getting a cackle out of it, so that's what I'm happy with. And it's quite entertaining because everyone's like, so do we need to read it before September? Do we need, what's going on? I don't want to be late, I'm gonna read it. And I'm just like, yeah, you guys are so fucked. There's nothing you can do that's gonna change that. This is very entertaining watching it all unfold, because I know the story that is unfolding with this. My co-host do, and everyone's just like, hee 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 hee. And I'm like, you funny fuckers. So yeah, definitely getting a lot of enjoyment out of that, because, you know, it doesn't matter if you do it or not, you're still gonna be late because I say so. So this is fun. I like having this power. It's giving me a serotonin boost. I'm gonna go figure out what I'm doing with my day. I need to film my readathon video. I need to update the spreadsheet so then I can film the readathon video. I would like to go maybe just check out a couple of bookstores, and then I need to eat breakfast. I just like, I had like a roll of chocolate in my bag, so I just went and got that and have been eating that to tide me over until I actually can be fucked going and getting food. Finish the rest of my watch later and read. Should be a pretty cruisy day, but I'm exhausted, both physically and emotionally, so I'm like, But at least I have Suffer-a-thon and watching everyone else suffer to boost my mood. This is great. Okay, bye! I've napped so much today, but I have made progress. I'm now up to page 400 and something. I need to go to sleep, but I'll get there. My soul is leaving my body. I have no idea how tomorrow's gonna go. Bye. Hello, my darlings. So it is 20 past 11 p.m. on the 31st of August, and I have not checked in, but I've read. Basically, I made the decision, instead of checking in, I was going to read. So, in terms of Coeur d'Alene and Autism in Heels, I didn't end up getting to those. I did finish the European travel for Monstrous Women, and I gave that a 4.5. It was so good. I love these characters. I just felt that the plot meandered a little bit too much considering how succinct the first one was. So I love being back in this world. Very excited for the last one in this trilogy, and it's just a delight with these characters. Exploring different areas, literary characters and places and events. And it's wonderful. And then I needed to read a book with a direction.
I was originally going to read The Ascent to Godhood, but I ended up going with Fly Away by Kathleen Jennings, which I've had since 2020. So it was a short audiobook, whereas Ascent didn't have an audiobook. So I was like, okay, we'll just do this one. We're just gonna blast through it. So I read that and gave it 4 stars. It was a really interesting Aussie book that had, I've marked it as a fantasy. There are definitely magical realism, contemporary sort of vibes to it, and I do wish I had have given it more time. Even though it was only 180 pages, I was reading it because it was 180 pages rather than reading it for the sake of reading it. So I know that not a lot of it has stuck, but I still really enjoyed the whole reading experience. It was very captivating and I sort of just fell into the story. It was definitely interesting seeing Australia in a sort of creepier element to it. It was different. I definitely enjoyed it. And then we needed to read a genre blend for the last leg of the amazing readathon, so I decided to read Ring Shout by P. Jelly Clark, which is a fantasy horror blend. Amazing. 5 stars for that. I definitely want to own it one day. It just, I'm 100% going to reread it. The discussions in it about monstrosities, demonic, racism, classism, the different ways that monsters were incorporated was just fascinating, and I was listening to it before work and just enthralled. I didn't want to put it down, I just wanted to keep reading. So obviously I've given it 5 stars. It was perfect to end off the amazing readathon with. I had so much fun with that, and I finished that last night, and then today I needed to read my last book for law. So for the magical readathon, I did fail one component in not being able to complete my law exam on the day that it was supposed to be done by, but I did complete it today, which is the day after. I am mad at myself. I finished it before the end of the month. I'm pretty impressed that I managed to keep to most of the time blocking until the last week. So very happy with that. It was definitely so fucking stressful having that alongside the amazing readathon and just not knowing where to read, and yeah, but I needed to read that. And so I asked Ash for his recommendation for something shorter and lighter, and he gave me What You Were Looking For Is in the Library by Michiko Aoyama, and I gave this 5 stars. It's 5 short stories that are perfectly done. It is marvelous in the way that the element is introduced on the recommendations list, and just how beautiful the different focuses of each short story were, and how they managed to portray so much in a short period of time. It is only 304 pages, so it's not a long book, and it just does everything beautifully. I cried in story 4, hit way too close to home to the feelings, and it was magnificent. I'm super proud of being able to have that be recommended to me and absolutely adoring it, because it was absolutely fantastic, and I'm going to probably be shouting about it from the rooftops for a hot minute. So I did complete all of my magical readathons. Might not have been at the times, but it was close enough to. I didn't end up getting to like 4 of the main books. So my buddy read for Court of Lions, Autism in Heels, In the Defense of Witches, and Death of a Bookseller were 4 things that I really wanted to read this month that I just didn't go towards. I didn't pick up my Kingdom of Copper, which I'm also not mad at, like, considering how much I've read. I fully don't begrudge myself. But in saying that, I did end up reading 17 books, which totaled to the most amount of pages this year of 6,420. And I'm gobsmacked that I've managed to read this month. I did 2 trips to Sydney where I couldn't listen to an audiobook there or back, and I work. I'm shocked that that is the final amount. I do know that quite a few of those were shorter things towards the end, and I think my pages per book, to be fair, my pages per book was still the second highest it's been all year, with 377 pages per book. So I'm fucking impressed with that. And then my average pages per day was 207, which is, that's nuts. I apologize that I haven't been like the best vlogger. I know that I haven't been the most amazing in getting bonus points for my team. Me reading green things on the cover did not happen. It was 3 books that I managed to actually apply that for the amazing readathon, but I've done fucking amazing. I'm so proud of how much I've read, and I'm so chuffed with the books that I have read. I think it has been the best reading month I have had, so I'm very, very chuffed at that.
With that though, I'm fucking exhausted. I won't be recapping this because you'll be seeing this after my wrap up anyway, so you'll have all that information there. But I've had so much fun and so thankful to Brie for hosting and creating this amazing readathon. Like, the title says it all. It has been such a ride, and whilst it's definitely been stressful because I realise I'm a planner, but it's fine. It's something new, it's something interesting, and I'm so excited to see how further renditions of this go in the future. Let me know in the comments, how did your reading in August go? Did you have fun with what you were reading and what you were doing? If you like this video, feel free to give it a big thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more of this mess, feel free to subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you in my next video. Bye!